Blessed be my witches, my spiritualists, and welcome to another episode of Witch Please. It is I, Odin the Seer, and today we are doing a Witch Please family member request. Somebody asked me a while ago for Saturn Oil, the 30-year cycle oil. This oil is the bomb diggity, darling. This oil is about understanding and learning from karma. This oil assists you with breaking down the traumas, allowing you to be able to see things from a higher perspective. This oil assists you with being able to find new avenues, retain information. In my opinion, strongly associated with the Archangel Jeremiah, simply because of the fact that this is an angel that helps you take stock of your life. It also helps you with being able to finally let go of the past so that you can move forward. It ushers in a new phase of life. When you take a look at karma, what you realize about karma is that karma is the ideals that you hold, and if they are not in resonance with the transformations that need to be happening. Karma is not about causing conflict. It is not about hurting anybody. It is not about any of these things. What it's about you being able to let go of things that no longer are necessary inside your reality. When people come to me and they say that they have a karmic debt that is playing on them or whatnot, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, it's simply because of the fact that there is something that they are holding and it's keeping them in a space and time. Okay? Saturn oil is great for this because it helps alleviate whatever that is that that person is holding. When you learn, you grow, right? And to learn, you need to have experiences. Now, the divine wouldn't be very nice if they wanted you to learn via experience and then persecuted you for the rest of your days because of said experiences. It doesn't work like that, boos, right? The divine wants you to have the experience, learn the lesson, and grow from it. When you know better, you do better. And being the densest of all realities, my darlings, we need to realize here that this is where physical application happens. This is where we have that physical experience to gain that knowledge and grow. This is the reason why I say that there is no right or wrong, there is no good or bad, there is none of this experience, darling. And what you do with that experience, are you going to allow it to break you down? Are you going to stay in that state? Or are you going to learn from it, realize who you are, who you want to be, where you're evolving, grow past it, right? And become who you're intended to be. So I'm making a small little bottle here, but I have a huge bottle that I actually use regularly. And the reason for this is Saturn oil also helps with self-discipline. It helps you retain that self-discipline. It helps you go after your goals and your dreams and your aspirations. So this is a very, very powerful oil in that context as well. So the oil that we're going to be making today is not a dilute by any shape of the imagination. And this is why I'm using the smaller bottle, because I will dilute this. Guys, hemp-seed oil is strongly associated with Saturn. Okay, so you want to dilute it in this. If you cannot get hemp-seed oil wherever you are, jojoba oil is fine as well, but hemp-seed oil is what I dilute this in. So what are you going to need here? Well, you are going to need patchouli oil. Patchouli oil is great for anything to do with foundations, anything to do with the deepest self, anything to do with this physical plane of existence, transforming, learning from this physical plane of existence, being able to truly experience this plane of existence. Patchouli oil is great for that, okay? And ushering in experiences to grow and learn, not to hold the trauma, but to grow and learn from. Pine needles are great when it comes to bringing in strength, bringing in vigor, bringing in solidity, okay? But it also brings the above self right? Allowing for you to be able to really retain that above knowledge that's coming down, trying to give you experience, right? Allowing you to get a different perspective so that you're not persecuting yourself for a situation, rather understanding this is an experience that I had, right? I honor that experience. I feel what I feel about that experience, but I also let that experience go because that was a moment in time, and now I have learned that is not something that I'm going to do again, or that is in resonance with where I want to be, and so forth. And that's the reason why we bring in the pine. The next one we're going to be using is Cypress. Cypress is great for bringing in a foundation as well. It also is great for bringing in a strength. It really brings in almost a beauty to life. It allows you to be able to see things from a more beautiful perspective. Right? Not to mention the fact that it alleviates, right, a lot of the self-imposed anger and karma that we hold. Guilt, fear, sadness, persecution, all of these different variables. Cypress will be able to help alleviate some of that so that you truly understand the core knowledge that you were supposed to have learned from that experience. It can also help with abandonment issues, and it can also help when victimization. When you feel victimized, Cypress can actually help you take a better perspective of it and allow you to let that go. Calamus root, great foundational one, right? It's also great for bringing in a willpower to be able to keep on keeping on, doing what you got to do. This plane of existence is not easy, y'all. For me, Calamus root is a great one when you feel like you just don't want to do it anymore. You're just tired, right? We all know that, honey, I'm tired. And you need to get past that feeling of tired with the whole rat race. This will definitely assist you with being able to get through that point to reach another stage where you can start to move forward again in the appropriate manner to your evolutionary chart. We have here Lapis Lazuli. Lapis Lazuli is also great when it comes to the emotional aspects of bringing things through, bringing the highest self through, the emotional self through. Now guys, we also have Amethyst here. Amethyst is great for the highest self, okay, but it's the highest self from the angelic realm. Okay, and what you're doing is, so the amethyst will bring in the higher knowledge, the highest self, but we need to understand, honey, that there's not just the highest self in that aspect, there's also the highest emotional self that we need to bring in. And I find that Lapis Lazuli is great for helping usher in the emotional body. So you are bringing in, with the amethyst, the highest knowledge, and you're also starting to understand it from the emotional perspective on this plane of existence with the Lapis Lazuli. So we're going to be putting those two in. The last thing you're going to be needing is your little piece of myrrh. Now you can use myrrh oil if you'd like, but I like to drop a little piece of myrrh in the master bottle. Myrrh is great for spirituality. It is great for bringing in the deepest self, the soul aspect of spirituality. I mean, your soul is here having an experience, right? So you really want to include this into the situation so that you're fundamentally strong from the soul perspective. Not to mention the fact that the soul can be damaged on this plane of existence, my witches, my spiritualists, and sometimes you need to tend to it. All the time you need to tend to it to make sure that it is getting what it needs so it doesn't have to go into purgatory or Tirnanog or any of these different places to be able to heal from this experience. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a nice little bit piece. It doesn't have to be a big piece, just a small little bit piece. There you go, just a small one like that. Okay. And only one piece, because I'm going to be putting in a piece of lapis and amethyst as well. So there's going to be 3 solids in here, okay? And we are going to do our first prayer over this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to place this into our master bottle, and we are going to work on our stones now. So now we're just going to take one piece, just one little bitty piece, and we're going to pray over this. Now we're just going to add this directly into our master bottle. Now we're going to use our Lapis Lazuli. And we're going to take one piece of the lapis as well. And we are going to do our prayer over our lapis. So now we stick in our piece of lapis lazuli. So we have 3 solids in here. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be taking our patchouli, okay? And I am going to be putting in 25 drops of this patchouli. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to do our prayer over this patchouli oil. All right, so the next one we're going to be putting in is 25 drops of our pine oil. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to empower our pine oil. So we are now going to add in our cypress oil, and we're going to be putting in 25 drops of the cypress oil as well. So we're now going to bless and empower our cypress oil. All right, so you may have noticed here that I said I asked this in Jesus' name. The reason why I want to do this, and I do this in this, is because I want you all to know that Saturn is strongly associated with Jesus. It is the end of what we can see, the last planet that we can see. It is the precipice or the cusp between the heavens. All right, so we wanted to bring that in as well. Okay, let's move on to the last one here, and we are going to be putting in our calamus root, and we're going to be putting in 25 drops of that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to bless our calamus root. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put my little dropper in this bad boy here, and we are going to stir it up. This is absolutely beautiful smelling. And as I said, I will add this, a couple of drops to some hemp seed oil to really amp that up. This can be used for studying. It can be used for anything that has to do with where karma is being felt. This can be used for willpower. It can be used for helping with achieving goals and manifestations. It is great for connecting to the god Saturn. It is great connecting to Jesus Christ. It is wonderful when you have to overcome something or you're having a difficult time learning a lesson. This, my witches, is the bee's knees. I love my Saturn oil. Anoint candles with it. Dilute it in some hemp seed oil and use it as a perfume, preferably if you're not allergic to any of the botanicals, my witches. Use it to anoint your seal of Solomon's, right? Especially Saturn. Powerful. So good. Use it on your wooden talismans. Rub it in. Darlings, the sky is the limit. All right, my witches, my spiritualists, that is our episode for today. If you have not subscribed, you know you need to press subscribe. Join the Witch Please family and do not miss out on a thing. You can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, as well as Facebook. You can always send me a personal email at witchpleaseofficial@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment below. Don't forget to press that bell icon so you're notified when a new video comes out, because you know you don't want to miss a thing. I've said it before, my witches, my spiritualists, and I will say it again. It is a pleasure to have you in my world. It is an honor to have you in my magic. And you are always in my heart. I will see you again on another episode of Witch Please. I love you, boo-boos. Bye-bye.